Welcome to the November episode of Community Showcase Live, and we're happy to say it's Nornvember. So welcome and join us as we go into all things Norn with you. The first piece of music is by Michael Hester. It's called Enter the Coliseum, and it's dedicated to and all about the inspiration of the Eternal Coliseum PvP map. And the second piece is Ring of Fire, and it's by Legend Force. This is an interesting piece. It's a fan-generated soundtrack for Ember Bay, which is the area where we go in episode 2 of Living World Season 3. So 2 very topical pieces. We hope you enjoyed those pieces. And I'd like to introduce my guest this week. This is Matt Tate. He's from our art team, and he'll tell you a little more about himself.
Well, I've been with the company for quite some time now, and yeah, I've done a lot of different animation work, but these days it's mostly sets of animations for creatures and boss fights, things like that. That's been the main focus lately.
That sounds great. I love the animation of the game. There are many times when I pause to watch something, and I'm just filled with wonder at how excellently the spiders that drop down from the ceilings, and the death animations, and the beauty of an animal running, and noticing that there are 3 kinds of animals running, and they all run differently. It's an incredible team you're on, Matt.
I'm very lucky to be part of it.
Yeah, well, we're lucky to have you too. So,
You're going to make me blush.
Here we go. Okay, so let's start out here by showing the enthusiasm of our art community for Nornvember with this piece called It's Time by Charbecue. He says the character is taking a deep breath, inhale, and then he says, Nornvember, you say? So it's quite the cute little piece, I think.
Once again, storytelling.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And plus, like that, I haven't seen that expression anywhere else illustrated in that second frame there, but that guy's pumped. And I love it.
He's excited for Nornvember. And then moving from the funny to the sweet, I like this beautiful tribute to Air by Ms. Blogs. I think it's really a lovely, lovely piece.
Yeah, just the hardline focus on all the forms, like surrounding her tattoos, armor that like is just really tied to her, everything that's going on with her character herself, like framing of the face and everything. But then we move out from it, and just it gets a little bit lighter, a little bit looser. It parallels a lot of the things we see in the art style we have here.
Yeah, it does. It's a great use of textures and subtle coloration too, isn't it?
Love it.
Here's a piece by Benjamin K. Actually, I should say this is more than one piece, because here's the story. Benjamin K. is a forum member, makes a lot of fine fan art and shares it with us on the official forums. And Benjamin is quite the Norn fan and did a series of pieces that he shared with us. And it was hard to pick just 3. There must be between 9 and 12 up there. Go to the forums, look for Benjamin K's post, and check them all out. But for now, let's take a look at these 3. First, we have Ciela Sigrid's daughter. And I love this ranger. Of course I do, it's a ranger, but it's just a beautiful piece.
I feel like, I don't know how many times I've said it, but I want to go to there.
Yeah.
We don't really get snow around here. It just gets really cold and dark, but this is...
It's an enchanting piece. It really wants you to go there.
No, it's a lovely place. People are taking care of their critters. I like it.
Yeah. And speaking of critter, here's a good one. This is a Dolyak Caravan, and
our
I
favorites.
love that.
Everyone's if you've been at A-Net a while, you love the Dolyak.
Yeah, he's a little iconic cutie. I like it. I like the fierce weather, the capturing of the weather. You can almost feel the cold.
What was the term you used to describe Dolyak? A fierce mega cutie, or?
I have no idea. I say these things and then they're right out of my mind. But yeah, he's like a major cuteness.
Oh well, you had a great term, but I want to drop my new favorite term for charismatic megafauna.
Oh yeah, I like that one. Charismatic. Yeah, that's a good one. I like it too.
Look it up.
It's just a soft spot for Dolyaks. And then the third one is not quite so cheerful, not quite so light.
You said there were about 12 pieces up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
you chose to end it in a very dark place. Things have not gone well for our friends. I don't even want to know what happened to the Dolyak, but
yeah. Oh, we won't talk about the Dolyak, but I'll tell you this.
you said it like that. You were supposed to say, no, Matt, he's fine.
Oh, he's fine.
Everything's okay. He's with his family.
He made it to his place, got rescued numerous times on the way. He's fine. It cuddled up in his little barn with his family. You're right.
Okay, under 6 Disney stuff. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll take
totally
it.
Rated G. This is Svanner. This Svanner berserker. Benjamin wrote a little story. He said he's grabbing the severed head of a helpless victim in his frozen fist. The scene symbolizes the cold grip of Jormag, who is getting stronger with each passing winter, with each Norn village buried under the snows, and with each Norn slaughtered by some merciless ice brood.
Man, that story really matches it well, because you see what's going on there, but still there's a stillness to the background, to the environment, like the snow is falling gently. Like, it's not like earlier when they were like Dolyak pack into the wind and it was whipping around. Like this does look like it's becoming more common now. I'm sure if we go to the forum, they're like a good 3 or 4 pieces afterwards where everything wraps up okay, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They all in.
That's just all I needed.
Linking arms and walking down the pathway into Divinity Breach is great. It's just a happy ending.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Hullbreak. But
I can go either way.
This is Maiko-san. Maiko-san is from the Czech Republic, which is a place close to my heart. I've been there several times. I just love.
How many times have
Czech
you visited
Republic.
Prague?
Oh, 4 maybe.
What?
Yeah, it's a lovely place.
Oh,
and if you
man,
stand in the center of town, each is an individual postcard.
I remember you had mentioned that. You can just spin yourself around and it's lovely. But
yeah,
I love this. I
Isn't
love
it
everything
great?
going on with this.
That Norn Druid, huh? With
Yeah.
Nevermore.
For the first time I've ever really noticed there, just also the grease paint for like the Norn tattoos or like body camo or whatever. I just it looks like it could almost have been made out of natural materials, which is something I imagine they would do.
That's true.
And I just want to point out also that my favorite thing about the prop is how the raven doesn't look like it's just something from either a very well done taxidermy project or something of that nature. It's engaged.
Yes.
That bird is interested in what's going on.
Almost cocking a head listening or something. Yeah, you're right. That's
Curious.
a great piece. Great piece. Vargorm did a commission for a player named Jazz Hatter. This is a Norn called James Hyolager with his friend Sir Shimmer. That's quite the duo there, huh?
I wonder what he did to get knighted. Well, like, look at them.
know.
They kind of... This is obviously part of a buddy comedy. Something's going to happen. There'll be a little bit of an action, adventure, maybe some romance. But I will say that, like, just... There's a strong chance that there wasn't a proper knighting. This could be a scam.
Well, it could be one of those you mail away and you get it with box tops from cereal. Because the Asura, I don't know.
They got a lot of people in the House of Representatives with that scam a couple years back, I think.
And here's Grease, beautiful, beautiful image of a Norn elementalist. They did it on a commission for Sterren, and it appears to be an oil painting, or it is produced in that style. I just think it's so lovely.
No, the rendering is really there. Love, like it's it's harder to paint sincere eyes than you'd imagine.
I can
like
imagine.
it, and also brought that up earlier. Just the subtlety of the neck piece and like this simple little piercing there. Mm-hmm. It's like not everything has to be like big and bold and drawing attention to it.
It's
about the character.
It's the
yeah,
hole that you're
everything's
looking
there.
at.
I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Also, yeah, if you got Svanir running around like coming to get you, you don't want to have a super large, elaborate lip piercing to get
that
grabbed.
that sounds imposing indeed.
Well, you saw it happen in Benjamin Kay's piece.
Yeah, it's true. They live to regret whatever they'd done, that's for sure. Smoogle has an adorable piece on our Tumblr page. I want you to go and look for it. It's dated February 9th of this year. It's a story called Playing Hero, and these are just the first 3 panels. It's a taster for you just to see the cute style of art and the start of the story, the beginning of the story, so that you can get into this and go take a look on Tumblr. I think you'll really enjoy that.
It really just makes me hope and imagine a series of like graphic novels or something where there's just no questioning of why we have like our in-game indicators there. Mm-hmm. I like it.
Smoogle could pull that off for sure. That's true. over here, Exilus Worlds created this image of a Norn Ranger as a draw request from another player. I think that's a great idea. The artist relayed they were particularly happy to make the Norn's armor capture the flow of the Jormag's Breath sword. I love that sword. I think that's really excellently rendered.
I'm in the market for a new sword. I could use something like that.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And here's Eliana of Shiver Peaks. She went and got crafty on us, and I just think this is adorable. It's a charming plushie of a Commander Quaggan. It's not Norn, but because Quaggans live in Nornville, so to speak, I thought it was fitting to include them here. And you can tell us a little something about a special item that's coming in the game involving the Quaggan, because you worked on it.
Yeah, our next legendary shield that's coming out, I could be mistaken, but one of our really, really amazing prop artists that we have over in our environment team, Chelsea, she just got in her head one day, I'm going to make something awesome. I guess most days are like that for her, but
Yes, she does great work.
What she came up with was this, like, it's a shield that has this sort of fishbowl build around it. Like, you're running around with a fishbowl as a shield. Basically, that's basically what's going on. And within it, you're going to have this tiny little Quaggan who is just sort of lives there. That's his goldfish existence, kind of. And I was actually really lucky enough to be able to jump in and help do some additional animations for our little Quaggan guy who lives in this shield that you get.
And what I'm enchanted with is the idea that this isn't just a Quaggan sitting there floating in some water inside a glass shield. This Quaggan does stuff. Now, you said if it gets scared...
I'm really I kind of went crazy with it. So we did a bunch of these different states. That's what we call it, different like little sets of animations that it'd be currently like running or doing there. But I'm hopeful they all get hooked up in there, but we start off with just him floating, and then I decided, well, he'd probably want to swim up and press his little nose against the fishbowl. At one point, we have him like sort of climbing up over and looking around what's going on.
That.
Sometimes he does his own little like water ballet thing, which is really cute, kicking his little legs.
And then
he pushes off the bull face, yeah. Oh, and he can get scared sometimes, so he goes and he tries to hide in. Well, you've had like a little goldfish aquarium or something, how
sure
you have the little fake plastic seaweed and little tiny castle. He gets scared and he tries to hide in there, but he's a little too big, so he's just sort of sitting there next to it.
Oh my gosh. I'm really looking forward to that. When this show airs, the item will be available, but it doesn't seem likely, I don't think, that anybody will have acquired it yet. But I think those who are working towards it, and I've already heard a lot of players are going to work towards this, I think they're going to be extra amazed at how intricately designed it is and how that it's animated in such a special way. So it's going to be one of those gifts that keeps on giving.
Once again, just a fantastic idea that came from Chelsea's head one day, and when it was just presented in front of you, you're like, and suddenly you have to do everything you can to get this further.
That's
but
fantastic.
I was really lucky to just get to help out on that, because
great teamwork.
I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
She was doing all that while also like 3D printing out armor, I think, for like the Samus cosplay stuff.
Fun.
Metroid. Oh man, that was rad.
And is this Chelsea Mills? Because
yes.
If it is, she did a wonderful pumpkin carving for us for last month's show. So this woman is a multi-talented, mega-talented person. So kudos to Chelsea.
We have a lot of that around here. Yeah, just
we do.
Just about all of our art teams.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Actually, yes, all of them. We're lucky, man.
Yeah. It's a great. Well, it's just a world you want to be in, and I could go on and on. I'm fan number one. I think.
You get to live in a nice, lovely place like this. Get to come in and actually keyframe animate really lovely stuff. It's great.
That's terrific. I want to show you another series here just because I saw Icos's work, and it blew me away, the variety of styles that this artist can capture, and also very ably. So let me just run you through these. The talent, I might want to say this, the talent for this artist is above the normal. Oh, sorry. The audience
no, you have to say that 3 more times.
Yeah, the
artist
audience knows that I have to work in a pun or two, and I just had to do that. So here's the one that's Ivor, the bear shaman, and I love the dark tones of this one.
No, there's a lot going on here, and I'm almost certain it's digital, but like just especially on Ivar's face, you can see it's got that. It almost looks like an old oil rub. Like it's just it looks very close to like a really analog technique being produced digitally, which is, well, I like that. It gives me hope.
Skilled. Here's another one this looked like a photograph. This is Hetty the Dolyak, and it took my breath away when I saw it, how detailed and beautiful that is. Let me show you this next one, though. You're going to love this. This is Ronja, Iska's daughter. And I thought it was a photograph of maybe cosplay. It's so beautifully done.
Wonderful.
And then Eikos's last one here is Yorick Helgrimsson and Aruna Maikonen. And the variety, let's go back through these again just because I'm so enchanted by the variety. Starting with this, the stylistic changes of each of those.
I remember when we were looking at this earlier, what kept popping into my mind is like, well, excellent portraiture, but show me the whole thing. And then you've got it here, this perfect pose, like the way she's just sort of casually playing with his beard there. It's perfectly silhouetted against another dark region there. I don't know how to say this, but like my absolute favorite part is just that casual loose handle on that like empty stein that he's got there.
Yeah.
I love everything about this, but once again, just being able to demonstrate like this many styles that you can bring out there, it's just we haven't even mentioned the fact that like just the incredible animal work we were seeing there. It's hard. Yeah. It's very difficult. Yeah. And also, I like how the bear shaman, it's not even just like, it's a very specific bear. I can tell like the age and the gender of it just by looking at that, like the size there and curve. Like,
it's just great.
Everything thought out. So I'm looking forward to see a lot more of this artist's work.
I hope you'll share more with us in the future because you're very talented and it's great to be able to highlight your work. That's speaking of highlighting something. We just got done with the Halloween festival, and although I know this show is about Norns, I thought it would be fun to kind of go into a little bit of a video snippet. It's actually a 20-minute video made for the fan-created Horrorween event.
Nice.
Took place, players get in, they have contests, they have events, they run around the game. And so let's just have a little taster, a little snippet of that. And then you can watch a full 20-minute video on our Tumblr page shared by Cornish Rose. So here we go. Isn't that fun?
Well, if you're like me, you're always getting ready for Halloween, even if it's about 11 months out.
Oh yes, oh yes.
It's important to stay on top of these things.
Well, hey, I'm always seasonally premature, but in this case, I had my decorations for Halloween out so early, my neighbors were a little worried.
Well, it's good to keep them on their toes, Gail.
That's right, absolutely. Back to the art. Let's look at this beautiful piece by Riven Down. They call it Portrait a Norn Cockatoo, created for Zara, a member of our Guild Wars 2 role-playing community. I can't believe how much is done in black and white with this image.
No, it's just gorgeous, and there's just the overall bearing of it.
The dignity or the fierceness,
well,
I don't know.
They say Norn Cockatoo, but I'm picturing like Richard Armitage's voice coming out of that, so it's just...
I love it.
That might just be me.
And the framing, and then having the little tendrils down below the it's just beautifully done.
Nice.
Keep sharing, Rivendell. Thank you so much. This is Early's duo of portraits. This is Hala and Varga. Hala is a kind of a fierce warrior queen kind of character, an elementalist by profession. And then Hala is a sweet and kind ranger. I love those little faces.
Guild Wars 2 Ghost World pals.
Yeah,
I don't know. I love it though.
really sweet. Yeah.
There's a contrast, but they're the only ones that understand each other. Just trying to get through this life.
Yeah, right. Supporting one another as you go. That's right. And this is Joel's scene by Adelhart. Adelhart wrote that they wanted to do a series of sketches of their new character, and that they were very much in love with this character almost instantly. It was really suited their personalities, and I love the all the different facial expressions.
I love this piece so much. Just like a collection of loose sketches is what this artist turns out here. I don't even know how to phrase it just right. We were talking earlier a lot about like just, you know, like going back 50 or 60 years, work like Mary Blair, all these different artists from back then. But this has the strong feeling, strong indicators of what art was like back before you could do anything digital or just whip out your iPad and draw on it. Like there's a real analog feel to this.
Yeah.
Like I can smell the colored inks.
Yeah, that's great.
The Conte crayon. Yeah.
And this is by the charmingly named Tons of Chex Mix. This is Rosalind, and I think that's really great. I love the details on the armor, best of all, I think.
I like the expression.
That is true.
Like
is that puzzled?
No, someone just
or
turned around. Like, wait, is that a camera?
Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
And the colors are good too. It's very different style from others that we've seen, and I like it very much. Another interesting name. This is 404 Error, Hipster Not Found, and they created this image called Quiet Night. And I just think it captures a lovely night in the Shiver Peaks after the sun's gone down, the full moon in the sky. Would make a great Christmas card.
No, exactly what I was thinking. Like, strong candidate for Christmas card.
Absolutely.
For all your Norn friends.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. Tullius presents Valkyrie of Hope, a painting of the Norn chronomancer, who is the artist's main character and is soon to celebrate her 4th birthday. I love that. The sharp use of color for shading instead of just a subtle dark gray, but that just bold colors. What did you said it reminded you of an artist's work.
The specific brush strokes there. It's like almost a Van Gogh feeling a little there, but like can see.
You're right.
No, the more you pull in and stuff, like just things that appear soft a little distance. It's almost like line decker. You get closer and more is revealed about the brush strokes and what you're seeing there. I love it.
It's great, and those eyes are just gorgeous. Yeah. And here's a piece of cosplay that I had to share with you. It's by Manliba Cosplay, and it's Brahm and Halvrun. I'm going out on a limb here to say this, but somehow those cobblestones or that paving made me think of Cologne, which made me think that maybe that they had gone to Gamescom with these outfits. I'm not sure, but I look at the armor, I look at the weaponry, the helms, everything about it is terrific.
It's awesome. We were noticing that they're like from the tip of the stag horns down to like the footwear. It's great, but it also looks like something that would be made for a Norn, like cut for them.
Yes.
Nothing seems like oversized or like too tight here. It's just like this is their work / fighting sphere wear.
Yeah, it is. It does look like that. It's really great.
Love it.
Zachary Hiltz offers us the Norn Ranger of Wolf. I don't know. I figured it might be pen and ink. I'm not really sure. But I thought it was a bit of a graphic novel feel to it.
Oh, definitely. It's like one of those variant comic covers where like they just show like the pen and ink before the color work goes in and all that.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's great. The subtlety of most of it being black and white and gray, and then just a few splashes of the red. Really well done. Mostly ignored. Oh, I just love this image. It's such a delicate portrait, and I think the name amused me because I saw mostly ignored, and I said, with that kind of talent, you're never going to be ignored. It's
Let's hope not.
Mazarin. It's just great, and I thought of you when I saw it. This Mesmer is actually in motion, and
No,
something
absolutely, and represented through the medium itself. Like, it goes from like just this perfect rendering to just colorful like little impressions and strokes of like watercolor or gouache or something like
splash of
that.
color, yeah.
Yeah, this piece is perfect.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. I think I mentioned that I would probably put that on canvas and hang it on a wall. It's so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Here's an artist I don't think we've heard from before. This is Zen81, and this is Guarin. This is the artist's second character, and actually ended up being their favorite. The armor is based on the Ascendant Heavy armor set, and they made some design adjustments. He's definitely a thinker, this one.
No, we were going on about that earlier. Like someone you're meeting with who's distracted, something's going on, and what I love, like everything that's being conveyed is being done very, very subtly. That's hard to pull off. Like the look in his eyes, like the slight tension in the jaw that's being shown there, the clutching of the hands and the way he's holding his shoulders. There's just this, something's up.
This is
And
a
I love that.
candidate for captioning, and I'm going to caption it, "Where are my car keys?" I don't know. I could see a whole lot of captions just from that. It's just invites that kind of thing. But thanks for sharing, Zen81. Baka Kebab offers up this image of a female Norn. It was part of a trade with a friend. So I'm an artist. I'll do a work for you, and you do a work for me. I just love this kind of community spirit that's shown in these things. I don't know the friend's name, but they've got to be thrilled with this beautiful portrait.
No, great rendering through the face. I love stylistically how the further you pull out, like just it gets more rougher like that. But that comes from a place of like just really confident strokes and confident understanding of like the anatomy that they're trying to represent.
Yes, I
And
agree. Yeah,
love
it's terrific. And this is by Splintered Char. It's Brie Freya's daughter, and Splintered Char said that they were waiting for a game update and decided to do a sketch. And I wish that I
like
spent
that.
my time so productively. I mean, that's a great sketch.
Yeah, I'm not doing great illustrations while I'm waiting for things to load up on my computer.
I'm tapping,
Staring
going,
intently at the
waiting.
machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watching it load. Yeah, absolutely.
We're seeing so many great expressions, so many great facial expressions.
That's true. Here's more great cosplay. Harry O'Wartle's Norn Ranger shows the T3
Awesome.
Ranger armor. Yeah, I know. Is that something?
Once again,
or
just
what?
so well done, and I think we were talking about this earlier, how even the background, like the wooden lodge feel to it, could be a Guild Wars place.
Yes, it could.
Goodwill's a locale.
And the stone floor. It's just
Absolutely.
perfect. Perfect. Those boots, the tattoos, everything about it is just great. So glad you shared that with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is Vidi or Vida. This is Era Fjordotter. And I really like the energy in this piece and the use of subtle, the uses of color in just scattered spots.
Yeah.
I think that this was, oh yes it was, Inktober. This
We were
is
talking
part of
about that.
Inktober, yeah. It's a really great initiative that artists join in. They
Inktober Challenge or Inktober Initiative? I don't know. They both sound good.
Yeah, I like them both. I don't know what it's called, but I know that an artist signs up, kind of makes a personal commitment. I'll make a piece of art every day of the month of October, so 31 pieces of art. And I love the things we've seen as a result.
Wonderful.
This is Frickin' Arter 143, brings us this image of Brock Odinson, who is the oldest of the Odinson brothers. Definitely.
I love that the bear spirit in the background.
Yeah, me too. He's definitely summoned up a little helper there, or a big helper.
I
in
guess
this case.
so.
And then is that a Warhammer there? That's pretty impressive. Very nice. And this is Vor White Owl by Lyra Hart Art. We've had other pieces by Lyra Hart. They just do such great work. I love that facial expression and the delicacy of the fur.
No, we were talking about that, like the depth to the expression, just the slight amount of just even concern. Not fear, but just, yeah.
Yeah,
Love
something
it.
that's very, very evocative expression, I think. Whereas Architrine offers Dartal, another great expression, piercing, beautiful eyes. I'm not sure about the media. You were thinking maybe digital?
I would assume digital. If not, great work.
Yeah.
Even here, just like it's almost sort of like trying to emulate like charcoal or like, but also looser washes that you might do with ink or something like that.
Yeah, it's really great.
Higgins stuff.
Wonderful, wonderfully done. And I want to wrap up the show with perhaps the most beloved Norn and much missed Erstegalken by Warlisha. I thought this was a beautifully done, respectful tribute to Air, loving and kind, and shows the complexity of her character. I love the hair, the soft braids, the texture, everything about this was just so lovely.
She seems so noble, even when you can tell she's in the middle of a possibly difficult decision.
Yes, it does look like that, doesn't it? I did want to say that you could find more of Warlisha's art on Warlee, W-A-R-L-E-E, deviantart.com. So check that out. And then I have a few announcements to make. One of them, I might just read this to you so I don't miss anything, because it's really kind of neat. I'm super excited. This is a sneak peek of an project that we have going on pretty soon. ArenaNet's formed a partnership with a company called We Love Fine, and they manufacture all sorts of products, usually related to games, movies, all sorts of fun stuff. And coming soon, our fan artists are going to have an opportunity to submit their art concepts to We Love Fine for consideration as potential officially licensed products. And other fans will then have an opportunity to vote on their favorites. So it's a very fun thing. You can submit, you can vote, you can participate. So look for the details. I believe they'll be coming out in about a week on the blog at guildwars2.com. I hope that you'll join in and share some of your art, and hopefully we'll see some of those things turned into actual products that players can buy in the future. And in addition to that, just a couple more call outs here. Art submissions, always welcome on our Creative Corner subforum and on our Tumblr page for Guild Wars 2. But remember, if you use the Tumblr page, please do include the hashtag Guild Wars 2 fan submission, GW2 fan submission, because that does give us permission to use your art. We always appreciate that, and we'd love to see the things you offer up. I will tell you that we had a lot of wonderful Halloween art come in. It was after the taping of the show, or recording of the show, so that will be featured in next year's Halloween show. Nothing is ever lost. Nothing. We don't reduce, reuse, and recycle, but we always keep an eye out to use art, sometimes from a year or two ago.
That was close to a pun, Gail.
It was pretty close, but I avoided it. I tried to keep away from that. But December, I should, for a pun, I should say, big news? Never mind. December is going to be...
we'll take it.
December is going to be themed around Winter's Day, as you might expect. Any art creations, of course, are welcome. If we don't use them then, we might use them in the future. But Winter's Day is our big theme, and the show will be on December 14th at noon Pacific time. That's the second Wednesday of the month. And speaking of Winter Day, a lot of our fan sites are doing contests and giveaways and events and stuff. So check out your favorite fan site, check out social media, check out Facebook and all those other places where they might be promoting those, and join in, because it's a great time of year to meet your fellow players and have a lot of fun. And Matt, thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Such a pleasure. One of my favorite people, and I've been after him to
I'm
be
the
on
only
the show
animator who showed up, so all that amazing stuff that like Hongman and Heron and Scott Dickey have done, I can just sort of passively take credit now.
Yeah,
I guess.
he's it's all Matt. No, I'm only kidding, but I'll have to get them on the show too, because
You
I
should.
think
They're awesome.
Love the animation team we have here. It's just incredible.
Every last one of them's great.
Yeah, they are truly that. So in the meantime, I want to remind you, see you next month, December 14th, and in the meantime, keep creating. Bye now.